Some time ago, I pointed out that I had been told by an eminent Hollywood insider who deplores the way the Reynolds and their cohorts have been behaving that the couple in the New York Times have...
Did Blake Lively's lawyer quit after Justin Baldoni fights back with $400 million lawsuit? We have
Times actively vouched for the veracity.
Hey everyone, buckle up because today we're diving deep into the legal war exploding between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. This isn't just another Hollywood scandal, this is a $400 million defamation bombshell, a lawyer quitting mid-case, and a shocking takedown of the New York Times asterisk. Trust me, you don't want to miss a single twist in this saga. Let's break it all down. Let's start with the nuclear move that flipped this case upside down. Justin Baldoni isn't just defending himself against Blake Lively's allegations, he's going full offensive. He slapped Blake and her husband, Ryan Reynolds, with a jaw-dropping $400 million lawsuit for defamation and extortion. Let that number sink in, $400 million.
Actor-director Justin Baldoni is now suing his former co-star Blake Lively and her husband Ryan Reynolds, seeking more than $400 million in damages, accusing them of defamation and extortion.
He thought she could market this film. That's where a lot of this backlash came from. So I do think if there's someone out there who's trying to rehab their image, it's definitely going to be Blake, because
Baldoni's legal team claims this wasn't about misconduct, it was about power. They're arguing Blake and Ryan orchestrated a calculated smear campaign to destroy Baldoni's reputation and force him out of Hollywood. And here's the kicker. Baldoni's lawyers say they've got receipts, emails, texts, behind-the-scenes footage that prove Blake's accusations are fabricated. They even launched a public website to dump all the evidence, daring fans and critics to see the truth for themselves. This isn't just legal warfare, it's APR bloodbath. But here's where things get messy. Just as Baldoni's counter-lawsuit dropped, Blake Lively's high-profile attorney, Meryl Konagavsky, the legal powerhouse who's repped the listers like Drake, quit the case, poof. Gone, no explanation. Now, lawyers don't walk away from a celebrity lawsuit this big unless something's seriously wrong. Was it the $400 million threat? Did Gavsky realize Blake's evidence was paper-thin? Or did Baldoni's team warn her they were about to expose everything?
Comes as Justin Baldoni's team launched a new website over the weekend, featuring an amended legal complaint and a 168-page timeline of events, including newly released text messages.
Suing them, it's super creative. They said, evening of December 20th, hey Justin, here's all this horrible stuff we're going to print about you. You have until tomorrow at noon. We'd love to hear your response. He engages with them. He says, okay. Here is some information. I think he gave it to them on the morning of the 21st. Here's some partial information.
Insiders are whispering that Gavsky saw the writing on the wall. Blake's case was crumbling, and staying meant risking her own reputation. And get this, Gavsky is also handling Drake's lawsuit against Kendrick Lamar right now. Coincidence? Or did she ditch Blake to avoid a career-killing disaster? Either way, Blake's legal team is in shambles, and Baldoni smelling blood in the water. Now, let's talk about the New York Times asterisk, because Baldoni isn't just suing Blake and Ryan. He's coming for the Grey Lady herself. The NYT asterisk published that explosive article backing Blake's claims. But Baldoni's team says the paper lied. They're accusing the Times asterisk of bias, manipulation, and downright unethical journalism. Here's the tea. The asterisk allegedly changed subheadlines last minute to make Blake look more sympathetic. They gave Baldoni less than 24 hours to respond before publishing. And worst of all, they ignored evidence that contradicted Blake's story. This isn't just a lawsuit, it's a reckoning for the media. If Baldoni wins, it could destroy the Times asterisk fair report privilege, meaning outlets can't hide behind "we're just reporting allegations" anymore. Journalists would have to fact-check before ruining lives. And for Blake, the NYT asterisk was her biggest weapon. If their credibility implodes, her case goes down with a .ok. Let's get into Baldoni's proof. His team didn't just file legal docs, they built a full website with 168 pages of evidence, text, emails, timelines. You name it. They are calling it the smoking gun library, and it's all public. For example, Baldoni's lawyers claim Blake's texts show her complaining about creative differences, not harassment. There's footage of her on set joking with Baldoni, no tension, and emails where she praises his work.
Given that California's tort claims, etc., damages in California are different because all make their personal and professional homes. They may make claims in California. So they're basically using this.
Justin is going to somehow, because they have this idea, which came from that original New York Times article, that somehow there's a smear campaign and a coordinated effort with all of.
But the wildest part, Baldoni's team says Blake refused to meet with the film's intimacy coordinator. She allegedly said, "I don't need to see you on set." Wait, if she felt harassed? Why avoid the expert hired to protect her? This evidence doesn't just contradict Blake's claims, it paints her as a diva chasing control. Not just as now. Why is Ryan Reynolds dragged into this? Baldoni's lawsuit claims Ryan wasn't just Blake's supportive hubby, he was the mastermind. The suit alleges Ryan used his Hollywood clout, money, and media ties to amplify the smear campaign. Think, planning stories, pressuring outlets, and mobilizing his army of PR pals if true. Ryan isn't just a bystander, he's a co-conspirator. But here's the twist. Ryan and Blake are dead. Silent. No denials, no press releases, nothing for a couple who built careers on charm and wit. Their muteness is loud. Are they lawyered up, scrambling behind the scenes? Or are they praying this blows over? Either way, their silence is a gift to Baldoni. Lets his narrative dominate. Here's the legal chess move you missed. Baldoni wants this case tried in California, not New York. Why? California's defamation laws are way harsher. In NY, it's nearly impossible to win defamation. You have to prove actual malice. But in California, Baldoni just needs to show the asterisk NYT asterisk. And Blake acted recklessly. And guess what the asterisk times asterisk knew Baldoni's career is rooted in? California. If the judge agrees, this becomes a slam dunk for Baldoni and a nightmare for Blake and the asterisk times asterisk. This jurisdictional fight is a big deal if Baldoni wins. It sets a precedent. Media outlets can't hide in friendly states when they trash someone's rep elsewhere. It's a game changer not just for celebs, but for everyone. Let's get real. Blake Lively's image is tanking. She went from America's sweetheart to alleged schemer overnight. Brands are side-eyeing her. Fans are questioning her #MeToo stance. And Hollywood execs hate drama. If Baldoni's evidence holds, Blake could lose roles, endorsements, and her A-list status. Even if she settles, the stink of this scandal lingers. And let's not forget Ryan. If he's tied to this, Deadpool's charm won't save him. Brands like Aviation Gin and Mint Mobile could bail. The Reynolds Lively empire isn't just about fame, it's a business. This lawsuit threatens everything. Let's timeline this dumpster fire. It starts with Blake and Baldoni clashing on asterisk. It ends with us asterisk. Creative differences spiral. Blake allegedly wants more control. Baldoni refuses. Then, the asterisk NYT asterisk drops. It's exposed conveniently timed when Blake's film was promoting. Baldoni's team says Blake colluded with the asterisk times asterisk, feeding them cherry-picked stories. But instead of Baldoni folding, he counters. Then Blake's lawyer quits. Now, Baldoni's airing all the dirty laundry. The lesson, never underestimate the quiet guy. Baldoni looked like the villain. Now he's the underdog exposing Hollywood's dark PR games.
I'm still working on it. I'm going to get the rest of this information or whatever before noon. And New York Times prints a story prior to noon with the partial information. And my guess is they were worried another outlet was going to hit this story.
First of all, the New York Times needs to be held accountable for the first time in a long time. And secondly, this fair report privilege that they think is going to win this case for them, it doesn't apply.
Yeah.
Let's zoom out for a second. This case isn't just about Blake Lively or Justin Baldoni, it's about Hollywood's dirty little secret, the weaponization of the press for decades. Stars have used media alliances to bury rivals, control narratives, or even sabotage careers. But Baldoni's counterattack, it's a wake-up call. He's exposing how easily allegations can be spun into weapons, and how quickly the court of public opinion convicts without evidence. Asterisk, think about it. If Baldoni wins, it'll rewrite the rules. No longer will a viral headline or a planted story be enough to destroy someone. Celebrities will have to think twice before leaking anonymous sources to the press. Media outlets will double-check receipts before publishing, and victims of real misconduct, they'll face even more skepticism in a world where crying wolf could cost $400 million. Asterisk, but here's the irony. Baldoni's fight for transparency might accidentally silence real victims. Imagine a survivor scared to speak up because they fear being labeled a schemer like Blake, or a whistleblower terrified of a billionaire's legal team. This case isn't just a legal battle, it's a moral minefield. Asterisk, and let's not forget the fans. We're all complicit. We devour these scandals, share the headlines, and pick sides before the facts are out. Baldoni's website isn't just for the courts, it's for US. It's a mirror forcing us to ask, do we care about justice or just drama? Asterisk, so as this war rages on. Remember, Hollywood isn't fantasy, it's a machine built on power, ego, and secrets, and sometimes the most shocking plot twists happen off-screen. Asterisk. Case isn't just about Blake and Baldoni, it's about Hollywood's soul for years. Celebs use the press to smear rivals, but Baldoni's fighting back hard. If he wins, it'll embolden others to sue over false allegations. Media outlets will think twice before running hit pieces, and A-listers? They'll know a $400 million lawsuit awaits if they weaponize the press. But there's a dark side. What if real victims get scared to speak up? Baldoni's war could chill #MeToProgress. It's a tightrope, accountability versus intimidation. Either way, Hollywood's playbook is rewriting as we speak. So, where does this go next? Baldoni's evidence drops. The asterisk NYT asterisk scrambles. Blake either settles quietly, paying millions, or risks a trial that could end her career. Ryan's reputation teeters, and the media, they'll never cover celeb scandals the same way again. But here's my take. Baldoni's playing for D-chess. He's not just defending himself, he's exposing Hollywood's dirty tricks. And Blake, she underestimated him. Now, she's trapped in a legal horror movie she wrote. Drop your predictions below. Will Blake survive this? Will the asterisk snip pay up? And is Ryan Reynolds really the secret villain? Let me know. Smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell because the story's far from over. Thanks for watching, everyone. Stay tuned, we're on the Story 24/7s. And remember, in Hollywood, the truth is always stranger than fiction.